Good afternoon, my dear students. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about the more useful expressions. So let's start our lesson. How do you like autumn? Have you started school successfully? So let's start from these questions. Do you have any problems with going to bed in time? And how do you deal with the autumn depression? Will you tell us about your goals for these years? So what kind of expressions do you know? Very useful expressions which you can find from the beginning. So, what do you think of this present? From my point of view, in my opinion, personally, I suppose that, I believe that, I get that. Then, what do you think of this present? From my point of view, what kind of expressions? Then, from my point of view, in my opinion, personally, I suppose that, I believe that, I guess that, and what do you think of this present? Older project, what do you think of this present? Master Khan, what do you think of the present? Book page holder. So you must use this. You must use these phrases. From the point of view, expressions is such as in my opinion, personally, I suppose that, I believe that, tea bag butter, can belt, was is present. Toilet for candy is speaking correct. From my point of view, in my opinion, personally, I suppose that, from my point of view, we can translate these Russians, моей точки зрения, in my opinion, по моему мнению, personally, I think, лично я думаю, I suppose that, я полагаю, что, I believe that, я верю, что, I guess that, я полагаю, что, speaking phrases, in my opinion, по моему мнению, лично я думаю. So, I guess that, so you must use the owner as a Ben, Mandy, Julian, Sylvia, and the pet and the name. Tarantula, Kellet Frank, Cola Choco, Kellet Pepper, Kellet Sarah. Appearance, you can use this same cat, cream and chocolate belly, blue eyes, clever can open the kitchen door, rat, and the foot, live insects, extra information hairs on its legs are poisonous. So brush her hand, write on it every day. You must use these phrases and write down all these phrases. Then present perfect simple or continuous. Put the verb in brackets in either the present perfect simple or the present perfect continuous. Look at the news extras below and change the verbs in brackets to the simple or continuous forms of present. So we must write down these words, the given words: steaks, leave, clean, finish, play, eat, break, life, sweep, and you must change the forms to the present perfect simple and the continuous, guys. So, communication. In ancient Greece, soldiers used the sound and the metal shields to send messages. Today, soldiers don't have shields, but they have a mirror for emergencies. In 19th century London, postmen delivered letters to people's homes more than 6 times a day. Pictures. When did they invent the camera? The ancient Chinese and the Greeks knew about pinhole cameras. They put the picture upside down in a box. In the 19th century, photographers experimented and they made a camera that saved pictures. The cameras were very slow, so people had to sit still for a long time. Counting. The earliest way to count was on our 10 fingers and the toes, and then about 5,000 years ago. The Chinese invented the abacus. This is a wooden frame with blades on wire. The abacus don't need the batteries or solar power to work. And then let's talk about the clocks and the watches. The ancient Egyptians built a tower and watched its shadow on the ground. A German man made the first small clock or pocket watch. Then, at the end of the 19th century, a Frenchman made the first wristwatch. At first, only women wore wristwatches until the First World War. Most men used pocket watches. Dates of October: 2nd, 4th, 9th, 11th, 16th, 18th, 23rd, 25th, and 30th. So, warm-up activity. What computers and what technology use every day? Write a list. Computer, smart card. What kind of useful expressions do you use in every day? Look at the pictures and the title. What do you think the text is about? And read and check your ideas from exercise 2. From ancient to modern. Before phones, calculators, cameras, and watches, how did people communicate, count, take pictures, and tell the time? From ancient to modern. Before phones, calculators, cameras, and watches, how did people communicate, count, take pictures, and tell the time? So, communication. Can you imagine life before telephones? In ancient Greece, soldiers used the sun and their metal shields to send messages. Today, soldiers don't have shields, but they have a mirror for emergencies. They don't need the signal to send a message to some sun. And what did we do before texting and emails? People wrote lots of letters. In 19th century, London postmen delivered letters to people's homes more than 6 times a day. What about the pictures? We all like looking at photos of happy occasions, but when did they invent the camera? The ancient Chinese and the Greeks knew about pinhole cameras. They put a picture upside down in a box, but they couldn't save it. In the 19th century, photographers experimented and they made a camera that saved pictures. The cameras were very slow, so people had to sit still for a long time. No digital cameras in our phones let us quickly photograph anything, anywhere. Counting. The earliest way to count was now on our 10 fingers and the toes. Then, about 5,000 years ago, the Chinese invented the abacus. This is a wooden frame with beads on where you move the beads to count. People in Asia still use abacuses today because they're sometimes faster than calculators, and they don't need batteries or solar power to work. Go, won, go, went, gone. It's the 3 forms: have, had, emit, get, and the come, came, come, do, did, done, sweep, swept, keep, kept, know, knew, known, and you must use these forms. Sell, sold, it's put the present perfect and the present perfect continuous and use it with the following time expressions. How long? How long have you known Jack? How long have you been learning English? For duration. I have known Jack for 5 years. I haven't seen Emily for a long time. She has been working here for 20 years. Since starting point. They have been married since last April. We have been living here since 1980. I haven't talked to Anne since last Sunday. Lately, recently. Have you seen any good films lately? She has been going out a lot lately. So, filling in for or since. I'm living in this village since I was born. So, the present perfect is usually used with the following time expressions: already, yet, just, always, ever, never, so far. So, for example, so far I haven't sent 20 invitations so far. What have you done so far? Then the Parkers have recently won the lottery, and as a result, their life has changed. Look at the pictures and the prompts, and they describe the change, and they use the more useful expressions. And you must write down all this by using these pictures, 2 pictures. Put on weight, take up tennis, hire a butler, lose weight, and move to a bigger house, grow a beard, all buy new clothes, join the pony club, buy some nice furniture. So we must write down and use these phrases. Dictation, speak phrases. Повторить все неправильные глаголы из копии из большой тетради. To fill the gaps with one of the verbs from the list in the present perfect continuous. To express opinion. In my opinion, view, it seems to me that, to my mind, I strongly agree, disagree, that I'm totally against the way I see it. So, to express opinions. How can we translate these words, these phrases, these useful expressions? In my opinion, по моему мнению, it seems to me that, мне кажется, что, to my mind, по моему мнению, I strongly agree, disagree that, я полностью согласен, не согласен, I'm totally against, я категорически против, как мне кажется, the way I see it. First of all, прежде всего, in the first place, в первую очередь, firstly, secondly, во-первых, во-вторых, to start with, to begin with. Also, также, moreover, кроме того, furthermore, к тому же, in addition, кроме того, besides, кроме того, apart from this, кроме этого, another major reason, другая главная причина. On the other hand, с другой стороны, however, однако, it's argued that, спорно, что opponents of this view say, противники этой точки зрения говорят. For example, например, for instance, тоже, например, such as, такие как, in particular, в частности, especially, особенно. To conclude, to sum up, подводя итог, in conclusion, в завершении, in all, в общем, all things considered, принимая во внимание, taking everything into account, принимая во внимание. Our work with the model is, say, reading, understanding, and what's the main idea of each paragraph, what linkers are used and why. So, guys, homework will be students' book, page number 56, exercise 8a, choose the right topic and write an opinion essay. So you must say all these model essays, all model verbs and the expressions, useful expressions in your day, and so it's very useful, especially for the students in particular. Also, just for example, all of these expressions are very useful for the students also. So at home, guys, you must write down all these phrases, expressions on your notebook and write down, so learn by heart all these phrases and say in the next lesson. Also, moreover, furthermore, in addition, besides, apart from this, another major reason, all these words are very useful expressions. So, thank you very much for your attention. Goodbye, guys.